What are we seeing today, guys, in the market over here? This is Micron, red and a sell off. I told you it's the time is coming close to start getting out. This was the early indication sign, and many things I pointed to you that very day why I think this is going to continue into the sell-off, and I told you so. And yes, that very day we did get bought up, but I explained you this very scenario that when the price action is breaking, right now, let's take that example, the very example, because some of you came out of the woodwork because you like to come out in the hindsight to make everyone self make yourself fool that how smart you are while you are doing nothing but just in the hindsight proving your point, being one time right out of 100 times and being 99 times wrong out of 100 times. And this is what you were saying, some of you, not all of you, because my members understands the price action, and they have all come out telling me that how they have made a lot of money using my price action explanations. Now, because this is where, yes, we did get bought up when I did the video that very day, it's time to get out, right over here on my channel, right? And afterwards we did get bought up, but I explained you this very price action that you have no idea what the price action is going to do in the future. What is the price action telling us in the real time? And when it's happening, it's when it has broken the price action structure at $1,100. That was the time to take partial profit. Sure, we got bought up. You can a little bit add back if you have a confidence. But as I told you, and if you remember, I have done another video. Don't miss this video, stocks coverage 4 days ago, where I explained my members all the indications that I was seeing in the market rotation, the money moving somewhere else. And my members are already placed in the stocks where the price action is going to the upside, where the money is flowing, and we are already so much in the money in those stocks. Anyway, so now compare that to this day. Now here we are breaking $1,100 again, and we are red. Did we get bought up today? And no. And if you were just hoping, oh, we're gonna get bought up, let's not size down our position, you are in the red today. So my point, as I explained in the follow-up video as well that very day, right over here, I explained that you have no clue if the price is going to get bought up after breaking the price action. So you are trading the price action. And today now, those very people from the woodwork will be just hiding. They have nothing to say now. Right? Because they are not here to learn. They're not here to learn the price action. They're not here to trade in the price action. They're here to just complain, whine, look things in the hindsight, and just be good for nothing. Right? This is why I say you have to trade with the price action. And today, yes, $1,100 below, you should be sizing down again your position. You should not be in heavy position. We are in the weakness, and we didn't get bought up today. Okay, price didn't go up. So if you were just hoping, oh, it's gonna get bought up, I'm gonna hold, yeah, well, you are losing profits. That's the storyline. Okay, so that's why it's important to trade with the price action. That's why it's important to do the risk management, position management, and all that good stuff. My members are all prepared. They were prepared for it, and they are already placed in the stocks where the money is rotating. And I talk all of that in my members only videos. Short squeeze plays also I give to my members. A lot of good stuff, guys. Check out the details in the description of this video if you want to learn how to trade the market and not trade on the hope. Okay, you have to learn the price action. You have to understand how the market works. So Micron, as I indicated to you also that money rotation is happening 4 days ago. I already told my members where the money is going, right? This is, and follow throughs I have provided to my members as well along the ways, like confirmations and reaffirmations of the price action in those very places. And Micron is just not thing right now. Now, is it gonna collapse down to $500? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we have to respect the price action. Okay, now $1,100 below, we are in the decline, guys. We are also seeing a lower high confirmation with the loss of $1,100. Multi-day weakness and structural overall weakness is there in Micron right now. Okay, every time when we were pushing up, our intensity of the push to the next level, to the next zone was also getting shorter. And at the same time with that, the indications were money was rotating in other stocks. And that's why I did raise a caution over here that very day. And today you can see we're just following through to the downside. Okay. Okay. So anyways, guys, so the point being, right now it's not a buy. It's the time to take profits in your long-term portfolios positions in the Micron if you have been holding it for quite some time. Okay, this thing is not going to turn around. Look, $1,100 is still the zone. If we can get above it, you will start to see again in the strengthful side. That's the whole point. This is what happens in distribution phase. Okay, this is what happens in distribution phase. You will see one day blip test, retest to the upside, then break again, because it's a distribution phase. Okay, now most importantly, when we'll get to AMD, there are critical things that I already pointed you to yesterday. If you have seen my morning video yesterday, we'll talk about that, what is playing out on AMD there. But Micron $1,100 below will remain in the weakness. The next zone is to watch is 977, and after that is 849. I'm not saying that we're gonna just continue to collapse, but the weakness is there, which means you should be taking partial profits. Can this thing turn around? Well, for it to turn around at this point, which means to gain the bullish price action structure, we'll have to get above $1,100, guys. Okay, otherwise no. At least then coming days in this week, you gotta expect the weakness on this thing. But it's all about understanding the price action. $1,100 above, yes, it's gonna be a strength setup. Below that, no. And now that becomes your trailing zone on the downside. If you like, it's not that right now it just became, you already knew that zone. I have been telling you that zone. So all right, okay, so that's Micron. Let's take a look at Sandisk. Sandisk is not that problematic though technically in the price action, but it is definitely on the weaker end, and losing 2169 doesn't does anything better for it. Let's get to the hourly interval, guys. Okay, like we have lost that very structural zone that we had to stay up technically. Losing this puts it into a problem again. That is 2060 area around. And then multi-day, like the near-term momentum weakness started to happen below 2166, because that's where the significant level is that it regained yesterday and it lost it today, right? So that's why this is below which, at least for the day, the weakness started. Now if we don't get above this 2060 2070 zone, unfortunately below this zone, we will continue to remain in the weakness and we may test 1841. Okay, so again, this may also give, some sideways action. That's also a possibility. But unlike Micron, which is much more weaker than Sandisk, you've got to be a little bit careful at this point. Okay, so excuse me, while I'm at these points, I want to get to AMD, because I told you something yesterday about this very scenario. What did I tell you? I told you that all these days it was like, guys, we are failing to break out the highs, which we broke yesterday. But what did I tell you? I told you, if the very next day we lose this very zone, this is going to become a liquidity grab. All these traders trying to take a short play here, their stop loss is sitting right up here, guys, right up here. And that's the liquidity grab yesterday. Right now, I explained you this very scenario. So if we start to lose this zone, we don't hold above it today, it's a liquidity grab. And unfortunately, AMD is showing signs of that, which means it still remains in the distribution phase for us. Okay, now it's not that weak that how I'm already seeing Micron, but it is losing the zone. Now if we are not regaining above 555 area, 555, 555, then below that, the zone up here, we will remain in the weakness below that zone. Above that, again, I just don't expect this thing to rally. It's just gonna be more like slow crawl, sideways action or something like along the lines like that, but distribution phase. So just so you know. All right, so now let's get to Nvidia. Nvidia is still bouncing around closer to 200 days moving average, still bouncing closer to our blue zone as well, 194. And this is where this is still being very choppy and sideways, guys. So we rejected at this significant level twice already today. Like, my tools marks all these levels automatically for you. And we broke the near-term rebound that we were in. We broke that zone today, 197, came down to the blue zone again, a little bit got bought up, but rejecting up that zone. Like, this is the part where it's just rebounding, okay? It's not overall bullish technically, it's just part of a rebound. Well, the what we have to see is, like, if we break out above 199, that can open up the door to 203. But overall structure is not bullish on Nvidia right now until we get above 203. So yeah, it's really doing sideways action, but it's just not that breakout above that right now. So it's just not in the strength. ARM. So ARM is yesterday rebounded, but it was just a rebound. It never got above our zone, guys. Never got above our yellow zone. So, and thus the rebound is over, weakness is continuing, and unfortunately this thing overall remains in the negative strength. That's still the zone, guys. You cannot see upside on this thing, good one, until we get above 358 zone. So yeah, below that it will remain in the weakness. Let's get to Broadcom. Broadcom is still in the weakness, guys. Nothing has changed on this thing. This remains the zone, 386 only above. You can look at the upside from where we are, otherwise no. Micron, Sandisk, we already talked about those, both of those, Micron, and in the post market also it's going down. We looked at Sandisk also. Yeah, and TSM. I'm just gonna check something real quick on Sandisk. Yeah, we talked about it. TSM is unfortunately slipping lower again. It's a very slow mover, guys. This thing in the, like, technically our next trade started from like 353, which was like start of April. It's 3 months already. It's a very, very slow mover. Overall still in the bullish structure, but with every extension on this thing, you gotta size down your position. That's all what I can tell you there. Intel. So Intel is also doing a comeback to the downside. Losing 132 creates a bit of a trouble in the near term. That's below which multi-day weakness starts again, unfortunately. It's not overall bearish yet, but it's testing the last line of defense, that is 126. So this is something you have to be very careful at. If we start to lose 126, it's gonna start to give you much more weakness. And yeah, so unfortunately the same scenario, like highs are failing to break out no matter how strong some candles look like. And this is where you know, things are maturing, okay? Unfortunately, losing this significant level 132 creates a problem for us going forward. So so you gotta, yeah, you know, if you have my tools, you already have the levels on your screen, so you have to, you know, manage your position with that. All right, let's take a look at Seagate, guys, and then we'll take a look at SPY and NASDAQ 100 as well, very high level. I did talk with members yesterday about those. So anyways, so Seagate is in the weakness still. It has remained in the weakness for us even in the last couple of days. I already told you that, guys. This is just, you know, momentum pushed up. That's it, part of a rebound. It's not really gonna look strong, and you can see today it's continuing lower already. And Seagate is turning to be a little bit of an early indication of weaknesses, okay? So okay, so below yellow zone, it's gonna stay in the weakness. I mean, you know, that's why these are the places you gotta partially size down, if not fully getting out, but you gotta start taking profits, okay? S&P 500 remains in the bullish structure. I told to my members yesterday the levels to watch. So for what we were watching, we tested our significant level zones already, guys, right up here. From, you know, level by level, there's a zone I just highlighted for the members, but this is the two significant levels you can see there, right? And today we are rejecting there. We did push up all the way there through the pullback. We are rejecting there a little bit. It's not in an overall dire situation, but we don't want to lose 741, 742 on this thing. We want to stay above this. If we start to lose it, unfortunately, we'll start to see multi-day weakness again on this thing again, which is part of just, it's gonna go sideways here. So better if I just tell you where the overall bearishness would be. That will be still below 733. Above that, overall not too worried, but S&P 500 can't go every day up. Like if you look at it like this area, like how many months it was, right? 4 or 5 months sideways action. So it can do that thing as well here, a little bit rest. And also Nasdaq 100, it's not too problematic, a bit of a red with a lot of semiconductors there and memory and chip stocks. Taking a look at the hourly interval right away, unfortunately we are getting to we may slip into the multi-day weakness again if we start to lose 725. So it tried to bounce today first there, but then the lingering effect kept weakening it. So if we lose 725 at this point, unfortunately that may open up again 702 on Nasdaq 100. But it's not that like overall bearish, but the multi-day weakness is below 723 to 725 dollars. A zone that will open up 700 unfortunately again. But anyways, indices are a little bit they have to be taken differently rather than, because they can go sideways for months, guys, right? So anyways, okay, that's all I had for you in this video, guys. If you liked it, please hit the like and subscribe, and found it valuable, hit the like and subscribe. All right, with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care. Bye.